Hi there. Well, with everything that's happened in the last week, and the announcements of higher than expected tariffs, obviously investment markets have not benefited from that in a big way. So we just thought we'd send out a quick note to all our investment clients to give you an idea of sort of what's happening behind the scenes and what the discussions are centering around. A lot of money has obviously left high riskier assets. You could call them so equity, property, those types of things, and gone into things like government bonds and cash. So that's the way things have moved, obviously, in the last week, which means that some asset classes are now a lot cheaper than they were, and others are a lot more expensive. Again, all that creates opportunities for the future. So, I mean, there's two things we want to bear in mind here. Number one, we don't want to make rash panic decisions. That's a number one recipe for disaster and how people lose money over time. And number two, we obviously want to look for what the potential opportunity. The problem is it's very difficult to know where those opportunities are going to be because there's so many unanswered questions still at this point. And there's just so much up in the air. Who will come to the negotiating table? Who won't? Will anybody? And a couple of the things that basically need to be answered first is how real are these tariffs? Is it another negotiating tactic, or is it legitimately the way things are going to be? There was an article written about how the tactics that Kissinger used in the 70s to effectively force other countries to come and negotiate with the intention of compromising. And he used fear at that time, the fear of war and tanks. Trump is using the fear of economic policy. So both of them were trying to end actual wars at the time and boost the economy. If obviously if it works, Trump will come out as a hero, but it's very difficult to know at this point if it's going to work or not. Will the rest of the world sort of just close ranks and decide to create better agreements within themselves to exclude the US and exclude all these tariffs? It's difficult to understand that that will happen because the US is such a massive economy and part of the world economy. It's been the consumer of the world's product for so long. Um, or will we end up in a stagflation scenario where all of this just pushes up prices but doesn't create any growth? That's obviously sort of the worst case scenario. That's what we hoping doesn't happen. That would be bad for investment markets and just for general living. So those are the things that need to sort of be at least see which way they're going with a bit of clarity before any decisions can really be made. One thing that we are looking at is which fund managers would benefit from a change in the way things are going forward. So a fund manager that invests in a typical style that benefits from the sort of growth that's been happening over the last 10 years is not the same manager that will benefit from a recovery in markets in different parts of the world or in different sectors that haven't been doing well for the last 10 years. So that's something that's under a lot of discussion. Also, if there is rebalancing or switching to be done, obviously if there's capital gains tax implications, it's good to do it at a time when there's just been a dip because that obviously lowers the tax. So all of that is being considered at the moment. And if there are changes, which will more likely be, they will happen quite quickly and obviously be communicated to you. But we just thought, yeah, just let you know that's some of the discussion that's happening because we don't want to do something that you regret later on. So just thought we'd share that. If you've got any questions specific for your portfolio, please let us know. Otherwise, chat soon. Thanks.